treat life like a marathon. You're going to be in this journey for the next at least 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Very, very important to enjoy your journey. Steve Jobs said, your journey is the reward.
Hello everyone, I'm Jitendra Singh. I welcome you to Read My Story, where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and more. Today I have with me Miss Taiba Mahmood. She has done BTech in IT and has experience of more than 4 years in IT sector. She is a public speaker and a communication coach. She is amongst India's top 250 motivational speaker. She is also the winner of multiple international speaking contests and author of 5-star rated book on Amazon, Unleash Your Spark. She helps more people create confidence, credibility, and charisma through impactful public speaking and communication. Her three main areas of expertise are public speaking, storytelling, brand building, personal branding. She also runs a YouTube channel named Talk with Taiba, where she shares strategies to improve public speaking. Today, she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome, Taiba. The platform is open, and now over to you.
Thank you so much. So much, Jiten, for that warm introduction. It's an absolute honor to share the screen with you, the virtual stage with you. Happy to share my learnings with you.
Great. So looking forward to it. Taiba, first thing I'd like to know from you is how did your past life has affected the person who you are and what you wanted to be in your life?
Sure. So as a person, I think I was always a very conventional kid in the sense that, whatever my parents always said that, you have to do this, you have to do engineering. So I did engineering, and then I was preparing for my master's, basically my MBA from abroad. And since that time when I was preparing, I was in TCS, and I had a work experience of about 2.5 years back then. So I was not eligible for an international MBA because when you go abroad, you need to have at least 5 years of experience, and I did not have 5 years of experience. So I applied for a freshers MBA, which is called Masters in Management, and I got into a very prestigious college in France, which is the top third college of France. That's called EDEC. When I got into it, I got into EDEC at a very peculiar time, so to say, because that time COVID had hit really hard. There were, my government scholarship was cancelled, my loan was rejected, and I could not arrange my funds at that point of time for my, tuition fees for my foreign education. As a result of which, I was, desolate, and I was in despair. I didn't know what to do. Like, I had dreamt about this amazing prestigious college that I'd go and study management, and I had always plans of traveling the world, going all across the globe, meet international people, meet new cultures, and everything went down the drain within just a few weeks, you can say.
Right.
So that was very heartbreaking for me. But I was kind of very cynical at that point of time. I was like, my life is over. It's all over. I don't know what to do with my career, because we all think of our career like a straight line. We should do this and this, and hardly do we realize that it's not a straight line. It's a spiral. You go into loops and detours. And when I went into that detour, I realized that I had to look for some career opportunities where I am good at, and I was really desperate to find a new career path. So one fine day, my mentor, he called me up and he said, Taiba, why don't you become a public speaking coach? And I was surprised. I said, public speaking coach? Do you really think I can do this? And he said, no, the world really needs people like you. You really help out people. I had been the member of Toastmasters Club back then, and there only I had met my mentor, Haritosh, and he really helped me and find that niche for myself. So he said, you should really take up public speaking. This is the field for you. I don't know why you can't see for yourself, because at that time I was exploring so many fields. So long story short, I chose public speaking, and after that there was no looking back. I just kept going for workshops, seminars, webinars, so many things. I have taught so many batches. So at this point of time, now I have collaborations with universities, corporates, so many people. So by the grace of God, it has been a fair journey up till now. So I had never planned out this journey, but this journey came out as a result of my skills and my, aspiration to do something else when my plan could not work out.
Right. So, like sometimes it happens, you thought of doing something and you got into it altogether onto a different journey.
Right.
Great.
That happens.
Yeah. So, if I talk about your passion, what are the things you are passionate about in your life?
So, are we talking about in the sense of career or outside of career?
Both.
Okay, so I'll tell both. So, right now, the first passion always has been public speaking because, in 2018, I got into TCS. And when I got into TCS, the first thing I did was join a Toastmasters club for public speaking. Back then, I wasn't much aware about what all can I do with public speaking, but I was passionate to, share my words and my, whatever insights I have with the world. And I knew public speaking is one tool which is going to help me do all of that. So I joined the Toastmasters club, and I joined the club, and I took up many roles in the club while speaking, and I also took a leadership role also as a VPPR, and I really thoroughly enjoyed everything. So I think interacting with people and storytelling apart from public speaking is something that I'm really passionate about. I also teach storytelling now because if you see movies, if you see books, everything today demands storytelling. In fact, YouTube is about storytelling. You see the most successful YouTuber, be it Ranbir Alabadia or anyone, everybody is using stories, or Raj Shamani, everybody is using stories, or Chetan Bhagat, everybody is using stories in their podcast, in their YouTube channel. Now, why? The question is, why are they using storytelling? Why aren't they just quoting facts and figures and numbers and just content? The reason is simple, because stories have emotions. They take us on a roller coaster ride that we really relish. And if we only share content, it's going to be dull, dry, and boring.
True.
And therefore, I'm also very passionate about storytelling. Apart from that, I like to discuss a lot of new startup ideas. So I have a friend, he is a personal branding coach. He and we talk on a daily basis about new ideas, new stuff, new happenings on LinkedIn, on various platforms. So just being a curious learner, I'm passionate about learning new insights about marketing, about startups. This really excites me. And apart from that, this is all about career part of it. Apart from my career, my professional things, I think I love traveling. I love spending time with nature. I love going out to new cafes. I'm from Uttarakhand, so if you just go around your house, there are some really gorgeous riverside places that you can spend time in. There's some lovely hills, and I've seen that every time I go to the hills or riverside cafes or anywhere in nature, I find my curiosity is renewed, my creativity is renewed, my energy levels are renewed. So I love spending time in nature. I love hearing to some great books. Like currently, I'm just about to finish this book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and this has been a game changer for me, I'll say that. So reading good books is also like one thing, because now when you're adults, you can't have so much banter with friends, because everyone is doing their own thing, and since if you're a very ambitious person, you can relate with that. Everyone is running a startup, doing a side hustle, or doing something that demands a lot of time and energy and commit. So you can't rely on so many of your friends also. So you need to make your books your friends. So yeah, these are my passions.
Right. And the thing you have mentioned, storytelling, that really connects you well with the other people. And book, they are always a best friend for humans. So both the things I really say everybody should follow, and everybody should make them part of their life. That will help them great. So wonderful. If I talk about your work and experiences, so what all you have done in your career and how you got into this option of your career.
Okay. So as I already shared, in 2018, which is around 4 years back, I started my journey into public speaking. Ever since then, I'm a very sincere kind of person. Whatever I do, I'll give it my all. I'm not that person who will just do things half-heartedly.
Right.
So back then when I started with just small small sessions where I was speaking to people in a small group and just having fun, understanding new insights, just sharing my views with them, understanding their views. So I was doing all of that. So then all of a sudden, as I told, my plan for MBA was rejected out of destiny.
Right.
And I had to just take it. I had to just accept it. Either I could just crib for all my life, or either I could just be like, okay, hey, that's it, right? Let's accept it and move on and do something great about whatever life is giving. So as I was also reading this book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and he said that whenever life gives you a lemon, make a lemonade out of it. So I made a career path. Life crushed me down my ambitions for studying a master's, for doing a master's in management, but I didn't stop. I started my own, academy of public speaking. I started mentoring people because I genuinely love, helping those people who are shy, introverts. And I used to also apply to many, contests, international speaking contests. And by the grace of God, I've gone to national levels of public speaking where I was competing with professional people, who are professional public speakers. Even before I became one, like a professional paid speaker, even before I became one, I was competing with all of those people, and by the grace of God, it was all going really good. Whenever I was going to any such competition, people would always say, do you remember, people would always come back to me and say, we remember your speech, those words that you said. And that really always felt great, that oh my God, was that good that they still remember it. And to this day, people remember some of my speeches. I said a speech called Sandwich, and some of it was a very different kind of speech. It was not the title was very queer, so it was very peculiar. So everyone remembered that speech because I had made it about, I had shown how life is like a sandwich.
Correct.
So I think I was just passionate about things. I just kept participating in different contests. Whenever there was a contest, I would just heartily participate in it. And whenever there was an opportunity to mentor people, to help them out, I used to go all in and help them out. And I think God always saw that, and He always sort of rewarded me for whatever I was doing. And I'm very immensely grateful for whatever I've been able to do. However, I've been able to serve people so far through my passion for public speaking.
That is really wonderful. So if I talk about your journey so far, what are the important life lessons you have learned from your personal and professional journey?
The number one life lesson that I've learned from my mentors and everyone is ideas are dime a dozen, action is priceless, execution is everything.
Correct.
So everyone talks about ideas, but I say that ideas are plenty. They're a dime a dozen.
Right.
What makes people apart is action. So, a lot of my students, they come and they're like, Taiba, we want to be great public speakers. I always tell them just one thing, that if you want to be a great swimmer, you need to swim. If you want to be a great horse rider, you need to ride horses. Similarly, if you want to be a great public speaker, or if you want to ace anything in life, just do more of that. Just do so much of that, it becomes like a cakewalk. Now,
Correct.
Having recorded hundreds and thousands of videos, the camera has become my best friend. The stage has become my best friend. I don't shy anymore. I'm not reluctant anymore. So number one is, ideas are dime a dozen. Execution is priceless. The second lesson is, I think being accepting of whatever is coming in life. A lot of times, the biggest problem that we have is what we had planned and what life gave us. There's such a big gap that people are just almost pulling their hair from their head. That this is what I thought, and that's the biggest concern in life. And
Correct.
The day we start enjoying life the way it's coming, just cherishing everything, the good, bad, and ugly, with an open heart, then we are truly enjoying life. We are giving our best, because then we are not, expectations. We trade our expectations for appreciation. Whatever is coming, it's good. It's
Correct.
Whatever is happening, it's happening for me. It's happening for me rather than to me. A lot of people, they start thinking that this is happening to me. No, this is happening for you. Now, when I look back and I see that incident when I was selected into a top-notch college in France and still could not join that college, I'm not at all bitter. I'm in fact thankful to God, because maybe I would have ended up just like a another management graduate who was working in another corporate job, maybe traveled the world, but maybe I would have never, found my passion for speaking, for storytelling. And now, because of my profession, I've met hundreds and thousands of people. I've met CEOs of companies because of what I'm doing. So I'm immensely, immensely grateful to God because I've learned one thing. I've traded my expectations for appreciation. So that's the second lesson. And I think third lesson is we are living life too seriously. So guys, we plan our work, we plan everything in our life, but what we don't plan is we don't plan our fun. And that's being very unfair to yourself. You
Right.
plan your work. Okay, I'll get up at 9. I'll do this workshop. I'll do this. What about your inner child, which is waiting to be cherished and have some fun and have some joy in life? What about that inner child? A lot of us are killing our inner child every single day,
Correct.
right? By just overworking, taking too much of stress. And then people complain that I'm not creative anymore. Ideas are not coming. How will the ideas come if you don't have that space for ideas? So I
True.
think the third thing that I also did to myself, I used to work on even weekends, and I used to be very proud. I work even on weekends. I'm so great. I used to say
Correct.
that it was almost like a badge of honor for me. I am an overworked, overstressed person. I'm so great. I have a badge of honor of stress, anxiety.
Correct.
I used to be like that, but now I don't think it as a badge of honor because it is really
Right.
not a badge of honor. If you're not in the right state of mind or your body is not feeling healthy or you're not feeling fine, please take a break. Please go for some walks. Please relax yourself. Don't
True.
underestimate your well-being, be it your physical well-being or your mental well-being. A lot of people are maniacs about Elon Musk, and I know some people might not understand it from the perspective that I'm telling, but I really want you to see this from the lens that I'm showing you. See, you can get whatever you want in life, right? It's not you won't get it, but always analyze what is the cost. How much are you giving to your goal?
Correct.
Right? Are you giving your relationship to your goals? Are you giving your family time? Are you giving your spiritual time? Are you giving your play time? Are you giving literally everything to your goal? Because if you're giving everything to your goal, then your life is one boring, it's a one boring ride. It is not an adventure. But when you
True.
have this, so I'm not saying that don't be ambitious. I'm saying that be ambitious, but don't forget that this life is not a sprint. It's a marathon, and treat it like that, right? In a marathon, people run very fast at times, but then
Correct.
they slow down a bit and then they again start running. But in a sprint, it's because it's one shot thing.
Correct.
A lot of people have started treating life like that. So I think the third thing is please plan your fun. Don't underestimate your well-being and your fun, all of that.
Correct, correct. You rightly pointed out these three things are really important in our life. First thing is ideas. It is good to have idea, but it is really awesome to have execution because until
Yeah.
unless you execute them, that idea is a waste. And there are many people who don't even get ideas. First thing, if you are getting ideas, be blessed about them that you are getting them. Second, execution is the key. And second point, you rightly mentioned that after ideas, what is next? You have to
It is trade your
correct.
expectations for appreciation.
You have to work on them, execute them. But the thing is, everything what you plan does not happen as per your expectation. So you have to be ready and be flexible with the thing. And once you are flexible and ready to accept the opportunity which is coming, one opportunity may go, another may come. So you have to be ready for that. That is the second thing which is really important in our life. So ideas we have, execution we started. Now whatever coming in our way, we are open-handedly accepting them and utilizing them to execute our ideas in a better way. Third is fun. If you engage fun activities at your workplace, then you would be kind of a person who is like balancing your life very well. You would be having on a you would be on an adventure journey, not on a routine mundane kind of a following routine, but you would be on adventural journey. There you would really enjoy your life, your work, your family, your relationship, everything you will enjoy, and that would be the perfect life I think everybody looks for.
Yeah.
Right. So if I talk about your mission, vision and goal for next 5 to 10 years from now, what do you think that would be?
Yeah, sure. So my vision and mission for the next 5 to 10 years is to help people become better public speakers and
Right.
amazing storytellers. I want them to be confident, credible, and charismatic, because if you see, public speaking is all about these things. You
True.
want to be confident, you want to come across as someone who has authority, and third, you also want charisma, because see, there's you need to balance your competence and your warmth. Some people are too warm, people don't take them seriously. Some people are too competent, again, people don't take them seriously. You want to have a balance of warmth and competence. So that is charisma. That is a balance of warmth plus competence. So I think everyone who is a startup founder, anyone, if you even are team lead, you need to have these three things. You need to be confident, and if you want to go even beyond public, in the sense that you want to have your public speaking to have a deeper impact on people, it can only happen through deep, meaningful, well-told stories.
True.
So, learning the art of storytelling. So, I want people to have these two skills, because as it is also said that talk is cheap. Anyone can talk, but
Correct.
communication, it is priceless. The
Correct.
ability to share your ideas and then listen well, and then communication is a two-way street. And a lot of people think, they also have this misconception that if I can speak good in English, that only then I'm a good communicator. No, I also want to break that myth. If you have good communication skills, communication skill is different from speaking in English or speaking in any language. Language is just a tool. So just learn good communication and public speaking skills, then you can ace any language, anything.
Correct.
Right? You can start speaking French, Spanish, but if you don't know how to command stage, how to have that stage presence, then it's going to be difficult.
True.
So I want to actually train 1 million people by the end of 2030 to become confident, credible, and charismatic speakers. And already I have taught hundreds of students so far through my university collaborations that I have. So in one batch there are about 600 to 700 people, and I have multiple batches of these people, and plus my own students also. So I am on my way, and I really love the energy of my students. I think they give me a lot of energy. They're so excited about public speaking that it makes me even more excited. When you're
That's
going to
really
a
wonderful.
session and
Correct.
yeah, they're just jumping with the energies that they have. It's insane to watch these people, and because I also have a lot of passion for my subject, so they get even more excited when they learn new things.
Correct.
And a lot of people then call me, okay ma'am, we learned this and my interview got cracked, I learned this, and I've got a raise in my company. So it makes me really happy that how finding good communication skills or polishing good communication skills have really helped them unlock their overall human potential.
True.
So I think every human being should prioritize at least these two things in their life: public speaking and communication and storytelling, because these skills are what are required in the workplace.
Correct.
You might be an introvert, you might be an ambivert, but still you need to communicate with your team, right?
Correct.
And if you can't communicate effectively, it is going to affect your performance, your bands, your ratings, your everything. So
Everything.
please don't neglect that important aspect.
True. And the most important thing is we tend to fear that if we go on a stage or maybe on a public forum, so we might fail, or we might not be able to perform well. So first thing people should understand is the audience there, they also support you, they also want
Yeah.
you to do good. So that is what you always think in a way, that when you are in front of audience, they are also your supporters, they are
Yeah.
encouraging you, and if you start seeing that as an encouragement, your confidence will definitely boost up.
True.
So coming back to the another question, if for an instance, if we see today's scenario, we are in kind of a startup decade, wherein like many of the new startups are coming up, and many people who are young, who are freshers, they are also getting into a startup journey. And what we see is they have huge expectations from themselves. So they want to be rich very soon. They want to be like unicorn within a year or two. So that kind of expectation really getting onto their nerve, and they are easily getting burnout. They are having stressed out, as anxiety and tension is there are part of like routine. So onto that, if we need to manage things in a creative, fun environment, so how we can do that? We can be creative. We can be like fun loving while working, and we stay away from anxiety, stress, and tension when we are on that journey.
Yeah, so first, as I mentioned earlier, I think always treat your life like a marathon. I always get up every morning excited. I have my to-do list, everything. But I don't think that this is the only year of my life. I always think that for the next, for the next 70 years, 80 years, whatever God gives me, I'm trying to maintain my body, everything I try to take. So, just treat life like a marathon. You're going to be in this journey for the next at least 40, 50, 60, 70 years. It's not going to be like we are going to be alive this year and the next year.
Right.
There's no rush, there's no hurry, right? And it's very, very important to enjoy your journey. As it is said that Steve Jobs said, your journey is the reward. If you're just racing every time, then you're not enjoying your life. And when you're not enjoying life, everything would look like a blur. Even if you reach your milestone, will you appreciate the journey, the long journey that you covered? You will never.
Correct.
And the problem with human beings is we have a hedonistic mindset. Now, what is a hedonistic mindset? Hedonistic mindset is the moment I get this good mic, I'm like, I want to get the next mic, the next best mic. I want to get a Shure mic, right? Right now, this is a fine mic. So next time, I want to get a Shure mic. The moment I get a Shure mic, I want to get even a better version. So we are always onto that next thing, and there is actually no end to the next best thing that can happen in your life, in your career, in whatever things that you plan for.
Correct.
So enjoying this refined mic is very, very important. For sure, you will get Shure mic one day. For sure, you are going to get those amazing things. But if you don't have fun with what you have right now, what's the point, right? You don't want to make your life journey like a blur in your memory. You want it to be a beautiful memory that is there carved in your mind. You remember every small little detail and the big and the small adventures, right?
Correct.
Also, I think as human beings, we are sort of not prioritizing our well-being, our health, all of that. I don't know why human beings have this tendency that they underestimate what they can do in 3 years and they overestimate what they can do in a year. So plan your life like a longer journey, and also remember your body is going to be this is the vehicle that is going to carry you forward. If you don't take care of this vehicle which is going to carry you forward, who will carry you forward? A lot of people, they become overweight, anxious, they become a hub to different diseases in their life. Why? Because they're 24/7 sitting in front of their laptop. And I'm also guilty of doing so. I'm also that person who sits for long hours in front of laptop. It's my work. But with that, I'm trying to integrate yoga. I'm trying to integrate various active lifestyles. Like whenever I'm after having my dinner, I always try to walk. I always try to eat healthy. I avoid my junk food. So I think just taking small actions. You don't have to do big things in life. Even small things have a very big impact in your life, in your journey. And the day you understanding the impact of these small things, I think life shifts and it becomes good for the better.
Correct. And easy to follow path is like following a step at a time. So if you try
and
to
also
jump,
one more thing I would say, that currently I'm reading this amazing book called I almost finished it. It is called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. This is a must-have book for every millennial who really wants to make an impact, because he really tells how to be grateful, how to simplify your professional life. When life gives you lemon, how do you make a lemonade out of it? How do you stop overthinking? And I have felt a huge dynamic shift in my own life, because earlier I used to be a very big overthinker. Every time I'm off from my work, I'm still thinking about my work, and I almost became an insomniac because of that. But no more. I put a stop limit on my stresses, on what I'll think, what I'll not think, because your brain, your well-being, these are the biggest assets. You can't exchange your eyes, your mouth, your head, your body for even millions or billions of dollars. These are priceless things, right? So valuing your well-being, your mental state, your physical state is surely important. And I started doing that once I started reading this book. So So I'll highly recommend everyone to check out this book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie.
And there are many more books from Dale Carnegie. He was a pioneer in communication, and
Yeah, personal development.
yes, I have read his few books, and they are really amazing.
True. Agreed. 100% agreed.
Great. So moving on to the next one, if we see like these young entrepreneurs, what strategy or how they can plan their way for having a better life in terms of health and having the right mindset. For health, we can understand that like exercising is must. Apart from exercise, there are many other things as well. But having right mindset is really crucial. So what is your suggestion for these things?
Right. So I think for health, I'll just say that try to embrace as active lifestyle as possible. Active lifestyle says that the moment you have something to walk or do with your body, just do it. Just play. Even if keep some dumbbells beside your desk, and whenever you can pull them, lift them. Just lift them. So very small things that you can do. Right. Second thing for your mindset, I think human beings we have infinite potential. If you there was a quote that I read recently on Instagram, and that was beautiful. What it said is that an oak tree is huge. If you plant that oak tree in a 2 feet pot, that would grow only in that 2 feet pot. But if you plant that oak tree in a large land, then it would become this huge gigantic tree. Same is the case with human mindset.
Correct.
If we have a small mindset, if we limit ourselves by limiting beliefs, then we won't be able to have the humongous impact that we can have. So for that, I think keep reading good books, Think and Grow Rich. I always like the classics because I think they have all the amazing timeless lessons that we need to know even as millennials. And get in touch with people who are as ambitious as you, who have the right mindset, people who have already figured it out. Let's suppose you want to make like 2 lakh, 5 lakh a month. Get in touch with people who are already earning that kind of money, right? So because they have figured it out, so they can help you out. So get the right mentors. My mentors help me, expand my mindset, and also get someone who is your spiritual guide or a spiritual mentor. Because when your career breaks apart or things don't happen as you planned, you should have someone to retreat. It should not be like you are feeling as if the world is over, as if life is over. You should have someone who's there to listen you patiently and who can take away those anxieties from you, and who can actually give you some clarity on how you can move forward. So I think a spiritual guide, mentor, and yes, actively learning new things about mindset, books, all these things are very crucial.
Correct. You rightly pointed out, like spirituality is one aspect which is important. Health is another aspect which is also equally important. Then your thoughts, and fourth is kind of people you are connected with, or you have the right mentor. Having right mentor is one big thing that can help you in any odd situation wherever you are stuck. So they will help you out from that situation, and that is really wonderful. So if I talk about you, are you an introvert or an extrovert kind of a person while meeting people or facing your audiences?
I think I am sort of an ambivert, not an extreme introvert, not on the extreme end. I am an ambivert, I think, like most people are. But I'm a little bit of more side bent towards my extroverted side, not towards my introverted side. But yeah, I am an ambivert, so to say, and I like to interact with my audience, make them comfortable, because if you are an extreme ambivert, sometimes the introvert find it very difficult to catch up on you. Right. So I am learning a lot of social skills also, and I keep upgrading myself as with social skills, with communication skills. So I try to be I try to gauge people, and accordingly I don't just jump onto that question, what's the story of your life, very soon. I try to go with small questions first. How's the day? How's the event? How are you doing today? Because that's easier. If you go to an introvert and start asking questions like, tell me the story of your life, he would be astonished and surprised that on the first meet you're asking this question. Because for them it's not easy. I've got some really close people in my life who are extreme introverts, so I understand their pain point, having spent so many years with introverts, and I've got some really great best friends. The thing with introverts is because when they take a little while to open up. So they'll take good time to open up, but once they open up, they actually are so amazing. They're like your best friends, right?
Correct.
A lot of times with extrovert, what happens is in the spur of the moment, they will say things, do things, and maybe forget it. But yeah, they are like the glue of the party. They hold people together, all of that thing. But yeah, I think even extroverts are great friends, and even extroverts have their own advantages. You can do all the crazy stuff with them, and you take a little while with the introverts. So
Correct.
I mean, just go one step at a time.
That's really wonderful. So, if I talk about the kind of support you got in your journey so far, who were the people supported you the most?
I think my mentor Haritosh, he was one of the Haritosh Srivastav is the name of my mentor. He's also a public speaking coach, and he was really a very big support in my journey. My mom and dad are also earlier they were very cynical, but later when they started that I am getting so many opportunities from so many places, so they were also like, okay, this is your thing and keep doing it. So I think my mentors, my friends also, I have some incredible friends who always believed in me and they always pushed me forward to do amazing things in life. So I think these three pillars are very, very important in my life.
Correct. Wonderful. So, if I talk about motivation and inspiration, how you get your motivation and inspiration from?
Okay, so that's a very interesting question. So I get my motivation and inspiration in two ways. One is I take a lot of sessions with my own students. So I'm also learning when I'm teaching. It is said that when you are inspiring others, you are inspired.
Correct.
So when I'm doing my job as a public speaking coach, as a mentor, when I'm trying to inspire my students to do better at public speaking, at storytelling, even I am inspired from within. So I think that helps. And second, I look up to my mentors. I keep meeting them. I am still in touch with all my mentors who have helped me get started and keep going in my journey. And apart from that, I read a lot of books. So I think books, again, it almost feels like you are interacting with the author. You are having a very intimate conversation with the author, right? So I think books are also one great way to just be inspired. And now in this day and age, if you subscribe to the right channel, then you have a bundle of motivation. But I don't like to there are again two categories of people. One category who will watch only inspirational videos whole day, and I used to be that person. I would watch inspirational videos whole day and do nothing about it.
Correct.
And then one fine day, one of my mentors, Akash, he told me that, Taiba, see, knowledge isn't power. Now, knowledge is potential power. Action is what is the game changer.
Correct.
Right? And since that day, there's no looking back. I take a little bit of motivation and then I'll do something. Instead of just getting motivated the whole day and doing nothing about it, I just take a little bit inspiration and just do something that my heart is calling. There's also a 5-second rule that Mel Robbins tells that, whenever an idea comes in your mind, execute it in the next 5 seconds. Because what happens is ideas evaporate if you don't execute them on time.
Correct. That's true.
Take action. Think about ideas, but take action.
True. So that is really important. Like ideas are one aspect and execution is the most important thing. So if I talk about your take on success, what do you think success is to you?
To me, I think success is a place where I am accomplished but also happy. I don't want to lose out on my relationships. I don't want to lose out my health. I don't want to lose out my family time. I don't want to lose out my friends because of what I am doing in my professional life. I always want to do amazing things, write many more books or teach hundreds and thousands of more people, but not at the cost of losing out my family members or losing out my personal connections or my health or my well-being.
Right.
In fact, now there are so many researches done that your single biggest factor for longevity is your good social connections. There's a book called Growing Young in which the author tells that if you really want to, she did a survey of people who had the longest life, and they even had a few bad habits. They used to smoke sometimes, they used to drink occasionally. They were not perfect. They were not those people who were doing exercise morning, evening and at night. They were not those people. But what struck her was the fact that these people, they were even drinking sometimes, they were casual with their health sometimes, but one thing that they really took care of was their social connections. Not to say that you should drink or anything, because obviously that's bad for health, but the point is, always having good connections who, fill you up with energy is most important in life. And it was on the other spectrum were people who really took good care of their health, but
Correct.
they were lonely. They were
Correct.
loners. As a result of which, the longevity it reduced. In fact, when I was reading this book called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and it was found that a research was done, and it was seen that people who took a lot of stress, their lifespan was half. The businessmen who took a lot of stresses, the entrepreneurs who took a lot of stress, their lifespan was half.
Correct.
What was the average expectancy rate? The average lifespan that was reduced to half because of stresses. So I
True.
think good connections and less stress is the way. So yeah, for me, success is not at the cost of losing my well-being or
Correct. The more
family.
you enjoy your life, the more you
Yeah,
correct, the more you live.
yeah,
That is
exactly.
that is the basic concept. So we are
And
moving.
also, one more thing I would like to add, and also giving back. If someone did something for me, giving back to my schools, to my community, to my college, to my university, to my country, that is also success. Because now, after a point of time when you have everything that you require, what next? The next
Right.
thing is the impact, the serve, what you will do to serve the country or the place that you were born in. So I really
Correct.
love my Uttarakhand, and I want to really do something here for school education or something at some point of time. So yeah.
That's really wonderful. Like giving back is one great thing. Everybody can do it. It's easy. You can do it like spending time with people or helping
Yeah.
them in a simplest way possible, or maybe supporting them in a cause.
Yeah.
Or financially, if you can do financial help also.
Yeah.
So that
True,
is
true.
the thing you can do help. So moving on to the last question for the day. Any message, advice you would like to make with to our viewers and listeners?
Only two things that, guys, if you really want to be super ambitious in life, set your habits right, set your actions right, because first we make our habits and then our habits make us.
Correct.
Right? So take care of the small things in life. The big things will take care of themselves on their own. Just take care of your daily habits. Are you getting up early? Are you doing your exercises? Are you doing your routine? Are you doing your to-do list every day? Are you giving good time to yourself for refreshing, for rejuvenation?
Correct.
Take care of all those things, and the big things, the big plans, the big awards, they will come your way. And the second thing that I'll say is, yes, please have fun. Don't underestimate your fun, your creativity, your well-being. That
Correct.
is valuable as creators, as our entrepreneurs. If you want more creative juices, spend good time with your own self. Have fun, make friends,
Right.
go out. So only these two things I'll say.
Really wonderful. So I must say it was amazing having you here today. We have shared so many wonderful things which if we start following in our daily life, that would really make a drastic change in our life, and we would be having a right mindset towards our work, towards our life, whatever we do. So right mindset would definitely help us. So I really enjoyed our conversation. Looking forward to hear more from you soon again. Thank you so much, Taiba, for your time. It was wonderful having you here today.
Thank you so much, Jitendra Singh. And I would really request everyone to please subscribe your channel, your podcast, all the things that you're doing. You are doing some amazing work. So I would request the audience to at least share their appreciation, because as creatives, what we really crave for is a small pat on our back.
Right.
Like we are putting so much of efforts. Jitendra is putting so much of efforts for hosting this show every week, right? So please give him that push of enthusiasm, that push that he requires every week to come back with more energy. Show him some love in the comment section, by subscribing and liking and sharing this video. So that's the smallest thing that we can do for the creators, and please let us all join hands to do that.
Thank you so much, Taiba. It was really wonderful on your part. And also, I would do one thing, like I'll share your social media and website so that people can be in touch with you, connect with you, take your help, guidance, see your courses, attend them, and be better in whatever ways they can be. So that would be one wonderful thing. Look forward to it. That will be a help you can do. And guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you so very much, everyone, for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you, and bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.